Alright guys, it's Ronan back again. This is game 2 against Illa Dancing Queens. Uh, this was our map pick. We picked Infernal Shrines. I'll get it out of the way in the beginning. This map felt awful, and I think that this map and our performance on it probably led to some of the funk that ended up going into the third game as well. So I'm just going to go through here. I'm not going to dwell on a lot of stuff. Just going to try to identify a few early things that we can do here to hopefully perform a little bit better. One thing, and this is, I've noticed, I'm sure you guys have noticed as well, Diablo is an amazing pick for us. Anytime we don't get Diablo, we're not as strong as we are with Diablo. Here, I didn't even get a lot of my other picks, like ETC is a good alternate pick. So it's going to take practice. You know, there's a lot of time that we have not had to practice a lot of different compositions or me on a lot of different tanks. And that's just one of the things that happens when, I take over tanking in the middle of a season, in the very beginning of a season when we don't have a lot of practice time leading up to it. It's a growing pain we just have to kind of suffer through, unfortunately. And I'm sorry for that. But I was doing my best here. I think that the play was still okay. I'm just trying to identify exactly what went wrong in these games. See if maybe it was just the tank pick or if there's something else that was going on here that we struggled with. So one of the things that was mentioned to me was having Jaina with no setup. You don't take ring. And yeah, I can see that. I know that we talked about it in the draft or in the load screen that this might be a good ring map. And I agreed because they were going to be setting up. So essentially it was kind of that idea of like they're setting up for us for you to drop the ring when they, entomb or do whatever. But that's something else to consider. Overall, though, so far in the actual map itself, we're doing a good job. We're doing great on macro. We're up in camps right now. We're up in XP. Let's speed this up a bit. Great kill. Again, we did some really good jobs at getting picks. Here's a situation. I don't know if it happened, but we should. Actually, no, never mind. I do remember that he did ask. He said that they were up there. But I think we said, yeah, we can go ahead and let that go because he'd be able to clear it. It wasn't like a threat because they didn't push with it. If they had stayed, I would have sent somebody to help. But that is something that if the enemy team has Diablo, there's not much we can do to stop that other than the backline just has to position differently. So as an example, positioning here is bad because he can slam you into a wall. Positioning here is good because he has to come at you from very specific angles to be able to boop you into walls from there. So that's just a getting used to positioning against Diablo, which sucks, because Diablo is a real big pain in the dick. Now, we had some fantastic engagements here. We probably shouldn't have won that last fight, but we did. We lost the Punisher, but we did a really good job. Now, again, here, this is something you guys got to watch. I'm going to be pulling him over, so make sure that you guys just need to know not to stand on me. That just helps not taking bandwidth for me to call it, that's all. But then again, we're right back to it. We're soaking, we're taking camps. This is all good. Here. So I remember the call was made. I said, let's invade their camp. But then I saw that Raynor was here, and I made the call to kill Raynor. And right here, 2 people went to follow the call to kill Raynor, as I went over here to hold them. So this is one of those situations where getting in my head might help you guys out a little bit. If I don't tell you to come help me, I'm over here to distract them. I didn't communicate that. There's a lot of reasons for that. One being, pain meds and pain and everything today. 2, it's one of those things that I'm expecting what I said to happen to be what happens. And you guys are watching me, which I love because there's a lot of shit that gets pulled off because you're watching me. But here, the last thing I called was kill Raynor. That's what I was wanting. So when this happened, that was a mistake. Because you see, they were collapsing on there. If we'd had the root up here, then I don't think Nem would have come down because Nem and Cake were on it. And then we were down here. I think the root there could have solidified the kill on Raynor. And I'm not in danger here. As Muradin, I can get out pretty easy, until they start throwing a lot of CC on me. So ultimately, that was just one of those things that slipped through the crack. I made both calls. It's just the Rainer was the last one. That's all. So try to follow the last one. And if you're unsure, ask. When we come down here, we push them off of this. Actually, try to slow that down a little bit. In fact, I'm going to back that so we can see that fight again. Speed up to the fight, because I want to see what went wrong here. Okay, so we're in a good position here. So backline's safe. They blow me up, so that's what happens there. And so, yeah, that's just something that's going to happen. Muradin is one of those, but not just Muradin. Really, I could have been anybody there, and I would have got blown up that hard with them having an Orphea, a Rainer, and a Diablo. And a Rhaegar, even. Like, there's just... That's one of those things. I was gonna die if we couldn't kill them first. So. Let's keep going here. They got the pick top because they threw the gank out there. And this is kind of where this game started to feel like it was falling apart. In fact, let's go back on that again. Watch that engagement. Because we didn't react very quickly to that. So they got a free wall for nothing. This is the kind of shit we usually do to other people, right? We get a pick and then take a wall for free. But this engagement, they hit 10s right as that engagement started, and they punished us for it. A lot of standing in the circles. I mean, we had a decent showing for ourselves. But that was a messy fight. And we get a kill. I think they get a counter kill. Could be wrong, though. Okay, no, so we did. So I take that back. That engagement was good. We just needed to react sooner. That's the only thing bad that happened there. So I misremembered that. So overall, good job on that fight. This was a mistake. This is where I needed to learn how to say no. Because I heard, let's take their camp. And I was like, yeah, sure. But no, the answer here was, no, that's a bad idea. Let's do anything else. So we'll go ahead and move on that. Just confirming they're there. They are. So we defend this. I mean, this wasn't a bad fight. I mean, we did pretty well here. But again, Diablo really fucked us there. Diablo got in the back. This is one of those situations, and I'm not saying that you didn't, because I don't remember at this point. In these engagements, the backline are really the ones that have to talk the most. Because a lot of times, if I'm focused on peeling, but I'm also trying to focus on locking down the most dangerous people. So as Muradin, any auto attackers, like Rainer, if I hit them with my W, that's good for us because it slows down their attack speed and everything. So I'm focused on that. So if you need help, you got to make sure I hear you. And you may have done it, I just didn't react to it, and that's absolutely possible. But then again here, it's just... I'm okay, we're all good here, but then we go back in on an engagement that we probably shouldn't have. Man, that Leo getting out was heartbreaking. So in this situation, I don't play Muradin super high damage, so I'm mostly just disrupting and peeling is what I'm focused on. So just try to listen for the calls on damage, and just try to burn people down. Because whenever we're running, Jaina especially, Jaina is not as strong as she used to be, so we have to be more cognizant of those burst windows. But this overall was a good engage. We get the kill, but then they get the counter engage, and there I go down again. So we get the kill, get almost another, but then I think they're going to get a couple of kills here. Yeah. So we are doing really well in a lot of these engagements. It's just it's kind of what happened the last time, except for in their favor instead of ours. And a lot of this, I think, is just trying to focus down a little bit, be more cognizant. And people like, Jaina, Orphea, are the big ones as far as trying to work around, like, those burst windows. Like, we don't want to be aggressive when Jaina or Orphea's abilities are down, right? So we just need to. It's going to take practice. I don't expect Oscar to be able to just like call it, hey, I've got 5 seconds left on this ability. That's not realistic. But that's something that we do need to start focusing on. Be mindful of all the burst abilities for knowing when we need to engage. Other than that, I don't think there's a lot else that we're going to learn from looking at this game. I think everything that we've already gone over here is adequate to make this a different outcome next time. Because I don't think that they outplayed us this game. I truly believe that we threw, in a manner of speaking. Like, we gave them way too many opportunities with mistakes that we made between positioning and just making bad calls and stuff like that. So go ahead and see you guys in the next one.